What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerome, and I am here tonight with a review for Love and Hip Hop New York. I was about to say Hollywood, New York. This is season number 9. I think this is episode number 5, and it was titled Gwinners and Losers. So before we even get started with this video, Love and Hip Hop New York is going to be off next Monday. It won't be back until the 7th of January, which is the same week that new show Cartel Crew comes on, which looks like a ripoff of Mob Wives. And they've shown the Love and Hip Hop Miami trailer, which Love and Hip Hop Miami comes on next Wednesday. Also, Black and Crew Chicago comes on next Wednesday as well. So I will be reviewing both Miami and Chicago, and I'm really excited for Miami because Miami is where I started my YouTube journey at. I started last year with Love and Hip Hop Miami season 1. And I stopped halfway through the season because I moved out of my apartment last year and I moved into my aunt's apartment, which was hell on earth. And she didn't have cable in the apartment, so that was the other reason why I didn't have watch. I watched Love and Hip Hop Miami, but it was days after. It was like maybe a day or two after, and I didn't want to record a video a day or two after the show had aired and everybody else had done their video. So I just said fuck it. So yeah. What was I talking about? I literally lost my train of thought. Oh, so yeah, I will be doing Miami. Like I said, Miami is my year anniversary, so I'm excited. Speaking of that Miami trailer, so here's my thing. Francine, Frinsky, Shay, Bucky, Johnson, and her hair, as Roxanne calls her. She's a main fucking cast member, but as a main cast member, why do we only see you for maybe 1 or 2 seconds in the trailer, and all you did was snatch JoJo's wig off, calling her an angry bird, and asking her bitch, telling her bitch, if you want your wig back, come and see me. Like, girl, you gotta be so fucking embarrassed. Like, how old is Shay? Like, Shay gotta be getting close to 40 years old and still doing the same bullshit, fighting over niggas that don't want her ass, her duck and eater looking ass. Like, what the fuck? Huh? What the fuck? So we're gonna move on. All right, so I don't really know what I want to start this episode out with, but I think I'm gonna start it with how it opened up. So we have Sin Santana. She is, over all the bullshit and the drama that she's been dealing with, with Jonathan and Kimbella, Yandy, Juju, all of them. She's over that bullshit. So what she's doing today is she's spending time with her sisters. And then we got old man Joe in the shoe. He is, going around the house cleaning up. First of all, let's talk about those wigs that I saw laying on the floor. I'm like, them wigs are raggedy, tattered, battered, bruised, and everything. Because those wigs were ugly as fuck. I'm like, I hope Sin is not putting none of them motherfuckers on her head. They look worse than those wigs that Shamari had when she was trying to get ready to go to that Destin trip on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God, them wigs was ugly as a motherfucker. So, Sin is, like I said, Sin is talking to her sisters, and her sisters and she are talking about, well, one of her little sister, she had a promise ring from her boyfriend. I think she's been with for 4 years, she said. And, they're talking about when and Sin and Joe gonna get married to each other, which we did find out over the weekend that Joe and Sin got engaged, and that was a beautiful ring that I saw. I'm like, okay, Joe, you really do love Sin, which I figured Joe loves Sin, but with this season, and I think that's just gonna be their whole focal point this season is no sex, ring, no sex, no sex, no sex, no sex. Joe and Sin really ain't got no storyline, to be honest with you. Mona just threw them on the show for some sense of normalcy, I guess, because really and truly, because when you see Joe in scenes with people, he's being the voice of reason with everybody. And then when you see Sin, she's in a scene with anybody, she is just there playing atmosphere because she ain't got no beef with nobody. So, they just there for, atmospheric purposes. Sit here, look pretty, and, we gonna be good. Because like I said, Joe and Sin just ain't really got too much going on this season besides no sex, no sex, no sex, and all right. So then we had this scene with Joe. He is at the park. He's meeting with Safari and DJ Cornball. Mona. Bitch, you ain't shit. So when we see DJ Cornball, I couldn't focus on nothing but his straggly, struggling beard. And then I just had to look. I'm like, oh shit. I started looking at his head, and I'm not one to talk because I know my hair is bald. But, whatever. But I was looking at Cornball's head and I'm like, Mona, bitch, you didn't tell this motherfucker he was filming, so can he at least go get his weave done? Cause bro, all them, and like I said, I can't talk, but I could see from one bald nigga to another bald nigga, I could clearly see that you got patches of hair right here. Like, damn, bitch, you ain't telling him to go get his wig done. So, when Joe is talking to Safari, he's like, the last time I talked to Safari, I thought I made it, like told him like to stay out of drama, stay out of everything. Because the last time Joe saw Safari, he was in that Dykeman shit. And now we are on to the shit that happened with none other than Nicki Minaj. So if you don't know what happened with the Nicki Minaj shit, you must be living under a rock. Because that shit went viral quickly. When Nicki Minaj got into it with DJ Cornball, the whole cast of Love and Hip Hop, Mariah Lynn, Safari, when she said Safari stole her credit card, stole money from him, she sent him and Tiger to the same person to get their hairline done. Oh, that shit was funny. That I was at work that day when it happened, and I just happened to scroll on the Instagram, and I'm like, what is this going on between Nicki Minaj and Safari? I thought it was a joke at first. But then I just kept reading. I'm like, oh, they going back and forth. And then when Mariah Lynn hopped into it, I'm like, Mariah Lynn, she never said anything about you. Like, I don't know why you got so defensive about it, but still don't get it to this day why Mariah Lynn got so defensive about it. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit later in the video. It might be next when I get into why Mariah Lynn got so involved in it. So we're going to move on. And speaking of Mariah Lynn, we have her back in her interview looking this really, really ugly as fuck. Because I was trying to figure out, what was this? Is this sheer right here that was up here around her boobs? And then that blonde wig with oh God, that wig was horrible. And then the hair that she was wearing when she went to meet with Sin and Nia Lee. I'm like, okay, Mariah Lynn, you really trying it. Like, I don't even know where the wig starts and where it ends at. But okay, if you like it, I love it. Speaking of which, I know that somebody asked Bianca, is it still on site with spit? Sorry. I know somebody asked not Mariah Lynn, but Bianca, is it still on site when she see what's her name, Mariah Lynn? And to this day, those bitches are still not getting along with each other, which I don't get why, but okay, if you say so. So yeah, Mariah Lynn is talking about how she has another single coming out, but I'm like, Mariah Lynn, bitch, you got more singles than a dollar bill, but no album. Like, okay, you got a lot of singles. Now, my favorite thing about Mariah Lynn, I'm sorry, it's a little ratchet, but once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, and I'm a I won't take it back, cause I did the shit, I was a hoe. And I'm I won't take it back, cause I did the shit, I was a hoe. More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. That's my shit, man. Like, I was watching that video the other night. Love that fucking song. As ratchet and stupid as it is, that's my shit. So then, we got Sin. She's talking about she's going back into doing music. And I'm like, wait a minute. When did Sin ever do music? I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I do remember her doing music. That was that season that she was working with, Cisco. Girl. Okay. Mr. Potato Head. If she likes it, I don't know if I want to hear any music from Sin. I didn't even know Sin could sing, but okay, if you say so. And she's talking about how she wants Joe to help her with the music. Joe needs to help Joe with his music too. Because, yeah. We'll move on from that one. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, everybody that get on these shows, everybody on Love and Hip Hop wants to do music. Like, if you're not musically talented, don't do the bullshit, because music is not for everybody. But, y'all want to do something to stay on this show and be relevant, but okay. So then, Mariah Lynn show sent this video of Joe when he was cleaning the house, talking about her wigs and whatnot. And I was like, okay, why would you, your wig that you put on your head, why would you throw your wig on the floor? Like, I know, I get it when you get home from a long day of work, you just want to snatch your wig off and just throw it. But bitch, don't you got a wig head that you can put it on? Like, don't you have something that you can put your wig on? Whatever. Beyond, it's maybe I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't wear. Never mind. All right. So now I know I've been rambling a little bit, but now we're gonna get into why Mariah Lynn felt the need, because I think it was either Sin or Naya. One of those two brought up the whole beef between Nicki Minaj. So now we're gonna get into why Mariah Lynn felt the need to get involved with it, because she said that Mariah Lynn attacked the roster. I know she attacked the Love and Hip Hop crew. I do know that, but did she attack the roster? I don't really remember. But even still, if she attacked the roster, it's a non-existent roster. Like, Mariah Lynn, you put out single after single after single with no album to show for it. You don't have an album. You don't have a record deal, because don't tell me nothing about Gwinners Entertainment, because that's bullshit. And then, we had Trash Doll last season. What is she doing? No album, no music, no nothing. So that roster is bullshit and it don't exist. One another artist on oh my God, what was the girl's name from season 7? What was the girl's name that Mariah Lynn got into it with so badly? Oh my God, what was that bitch name? Not Sophia Body. Who did she get into it with season 8? That was on her label that that Cornball wanted her to work with. So, oh God, what was the girl's name? It's gonna come to me after I finish this. I know damn well it is. But even that girl, see, again, that's how non-existent Self's roster is, because I can't even remember the girl from season 7 that Mariah Lynn got into it with when Self wanted them to. Oh God, I can see her face clear as day, but I just do not remember that girl's name. Oh my God, it's gonna bother the shit out of me. But I mean, yeah. Shit, what was her fucking name? Oh my God. Because I can see her face. Literally, I can see the girl's face. I'm gonna move on, because she doesn't mean anything. She's just proving the point that Cornball's roster does not exist, basically. So then we got Nia Lee. Nia Lee is talking about how she's so close with Self, but he doesn't put her on. And she's talking about how people have this misconception of who she is, i.e. Cornball and rubbing pennies. And then she starts crying, and I'm like, those are some non-existent ass tears that are coming out of your eyes. Like, you fake crying, but okay. If you want to make us believe it, go for it. All right, so I remembered the girl's name that I was trying to say. Major Galore. Like, how did I forget? Well, it's easy to forget that, because she ain't done nothing. But that's how non-existent Self's, Gwinners Entertainment is. Major Galore, Mariah Lynn, Trash Doll. What have they done? Nothing. That's what. So then we see Mariah Lynn with this performance. I'm like, absolutely not. Mona, it's a whole healthy fuck nah. Like, what the fuck was that shit? It sounded like she was trying to be like tongue twisting. I'm like, what the fuck is Mariah Lynn singing, rapping? What is that? That's trash. Like, Mariah Lynn gets good at, whoever gives Mariah Lynn her beats, they do a damn good job with her beats. But sometimes her flow is so fucking ratchet and off-putting that you just don't want to listen to it. So then when she finishes her performance, Safari goes up to her and he congratulates her on her performance. And I'm like, Safari, that performance was bullshit. And you know it's bullshit, but whatever. So then we see Jacquay come in, and Jacquay is, talking to Mariah Lynn. Then he starts talking to Safari. And, he tries to see if he and Safari are good. And Safari tells him, I can't fake the funk with you, because, the whole shit that Cayenne told me about you saying that my whole robbery was staged and for insurance fraud. And, Jacquay's like, well, the reason why he walked out of that last conversation that they had was because he felt like, Safari should know that he didn't say that. But Safari did not know that you didn't say that. So, Mariah Lynn and both Safari want to know, did you actually say this shit, nigga? And Jacquay says that no, he did not say it. So I guess that puts a bow on that one, and we're going to move on from that one. So then we have Sin and Nia Lee. They're sitting together with each other. And then DJ Cornball comes in. And this time his wig is done. I'm like, Mona told you this time to get the motherfucking wig done. So then he sits down with Nia Lee, and he congratulates him on the baby, and then Nia Lee goes into how she feels about Cornball, how she feels like she looks at him like a brother figure, and he's like, how do you look like at me like a brother figure? We ain't even that close. And she gives her sob story, and I'm like, oh my God, Nia, shut the fuck up. Like, I mean, I can't even say I get where she's coming from, because here's my thing when it comes to Nia Lee. Yeah, I know you feel like people give you a bad rap because of how you come up on this show. That is, that's perception. Your reputation precedes you. Like, your reputation precedes you. People see you how you act first, and then that they take that and they be like, oh, I don't want to work with nobody like that. And my whole thing with Nia Lee is I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, nothing is given to anybody. You have to work hard for what you want. And I think that's the problem. She feels like even though they supposedly cool, she feels like he should just automatically just put her on a radio station and play her. Nah, boo. You gotta work hard, you gotta grind, you gotta hustle, you gotta get out there and do the dirty work yourself. Like, you gotta go to these radio stations and have them be like, hassle them, play my motherfucking music. Play my motherfucking music. I know they probably gonna say no, but don't take no for an answer. Like, take that no and be like, okay, that's one no. I'm not done. Go somewhere else. Like, you just gotta grind hard, hustle. Don't let no stop you. Like, I get where she's coming from, but do not let that be the end all be all. And he's not the only DJ that's out there in New York. Like, I don't know why everybody on this show act like Soph is the only motherfucking DJ in New York. Like, there are plenty other motherfuckers in New York that you can talk to. Like, what the fuck, man? But whatever. Mariah Lynn's titties in that confessional that she does look like those novelty titties that you buy from a sex store. No offense, but they just like them novelty titties. They look fake they are fake, but they look fake-er. So then we see Joe and Sin. They are on a romantical date with one another. And, Joe is asking Sin how her day was. And Sin tells him that she was out, listening to some beats. And I'm like, keep those beats. The only beats you need to be listening to are the beats that should be on your ear. Because I don't want to. I like Sin, but I don't know if I really just want to hear Sin singing. No offense to Sin. She might be I don't even think she'll be a good singer. I think she might be auto-tuned more than anything. I mean, that's the running trend with Love and Hip Hop. The singers, they're auto-tuned. Hella auto-tuned. Hella auto-tuned. So, when she's talking about the song, she's talking about how she wants Joe, the beats that she wants Joe to help her. And before Joe even said that he's retired, I'm like, I don't know if I want help from Joe, because when I think about Joe Budden, the only song that comes to mind by Joe Budden is pump, pump, pump it up. Pump, pump, pump it up. Like, that is literally the only song I can think of by Joe Budden. I don't know nothing else about Joe Budden but that one. So then she started talking about this video that Joe, did and how she felt. And, basically Joe is like, he works all day, which Sin takes care of the baby. We know that. And he feels like she should clean up, which I don't know how I feel about that one, because then she tried to make a comparison that, he's too tired to have sex with her, so she's too tired to clean the house. And I'm like, so you want to live in a pigsty? Okay. I think that's nasty as fuck, but oh yeah, whatever. But I mean, that was it for that. I thought that was really nasty. But he did tell her to get a nanny, and I'm like, if you can afford to get a nanny, bitch, get a nanny. Like, sit on your ass, let the nanny do all your cleaning. You take care of the baby, do whatever. Like, just, that's nasty. Especially for your wigs to be sliding on the floor. Like, that is nasty as fuck. You don't know what the fuck. When you pick up your wig, if you don't shake out your wig, you could be putting a roach, you could be putting a spider, you could be putting all kind of shit in your fucking head, and you just don't know it. All right, so then we see Kimbella. So Kimbella is at a boxing gym, and she's boxing, and she's meeting up with Juju. So, when she meets up with Juju, she's telling Juju how Jewels took the plea deal. And we also know that from the blogs, Jewels got 27 months in prison, so he's going to jail for 2 years. And, She's talking about how when they were in the car, how Jewels didn't want to own up to his drug use being a problem, which I don't know. I think I feel the way Juju felt, because yes, that is an issue with Jewels, but in that particular time, I don't think that was the right time to bring that up, because this man just accepted a plea deal. At this time, he didn't know how much time he was going to be facing in prison. So I think Juju is right, and I also agree with what Kimbella said as well. Juju said that might not have been a proper time to address that, which is true. But then again, Kimbella was like, she couldn't hold it in much longer. And if you couldn't hold it in much longer, no, nothing's wrong with that. But I don't think that was the right time and the right place to have that conversation with him. I think that Kimbella could have, said, you know what, babe, I'm here for you. We're going to get through this, XYZ, XYZ. And, and then tabled that for another time. And then, it wouldn't have been the big blow up that it was. So then, Juju's telling her that she needs to make peace with Jewels and she needs to make peace with Yandy. But, Kimbella does not want to make peace with Yandy. And we're going to get into that a little later, why she doesn't want to which we all know why she doesn't want to make peace with her, but we'll get into it just a little bit later. All right, so then we get a blast from the past. Mendices calls from a correctional. This is a call from a correctional facility or something like that. I don't know what those automated things say. Like, the first time I ever heard one of those, it was completely funny. I was like 13 or 14 years old, and my cousin, he was in prison, and they transferred him to my hometown, which I don't remember. Thinking back now, I don't know why they transferred that nigga back home. Cause they transferred that nigga back to take him back. I think he had a court day, and I think he had court, so they brought him up. That might be why. But the nigga called my house. I answered the phone because I was sitting right there by the phone, and I'm like, "Mama, somebody calling us from jail." She's like, "That's your cousin." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Do you want me to?" It says, "Do you want to set the charges?" And I was like, "Shit, I'm not paying for it." I'm like, "Do you want me to accept these charges?" She said, "Go ahead and do it." So did it. But moving on, like I said, we got a call from Mendices, and Mendices is telling Yandy how he's talked to Jewels and how Jewels took the plea deal, but he doesn't know how much time he's gotten. And to sum this all up, basically in a nutshell, Jewels and Mendices want Kimbella and Yandy to make up with one another. And here's my thing, like, Yandy can't take no fault in what she's done. She wants to play perfect so badly that she wants to place blame on Kimbella for everything. Like, bitch, take some blame in it. Like, Kimbella might be wrong in some of the shit she does, but she's not 100% at fault. You do have some shit in this as well. Like, you are not squeaky clean, my nigga. Like, just be like, you know what? I haven't been a good friend to Kimbella. And, maybe she's mad at me because of that. And just stop trying to place all the blame squarely and solely on Kimbella's back. Like, that is bullshit. All right, so then we got Jonathan with all this motherfucking Miss Piggy ass rouge on. Like, this motherfucker's lips are pinker than some fucking bubblegum. Like, god damn, how much lipstick do you need on? And, he's remembering his dad, and then his sister comes over, and, he's just talking about how he lost his dad at 8, and the feelings he felt, and, how he's telling his sister that he doesn't want to be that person that flies off the handle. And, he's saying that it's because he's taking pills, he drinks alcohol as well, so he doesn't want to be that person. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, so you don't want to be that person. So were you that person last Monday when you went on Instagram Live and, blasted Kimbella, saying that Kimbella did not say that on camera, that, what she said about Juju, she said more that it was off camera? And then were you also on the pills and the booze when you were trying to out Kendall, who I don't think Kendall has ever said anything negatively about Jonathan, from what I, and then I follow Kendall on Instagram, so I watch him every week when he does his best friend and chill, and he didn't say anything bad about Jonathan last week, so I don't know why Jonathan went on that long ass rant last week that he went on about Kendall. It was really ridiculously stupid, and I don't, again, were you on the pills then, bitch? Because you went on a long ass Instagram Live rant, and it was stupid as fuck. Oh God. I'm gonna move on from Jonathan. All right, so the last scene of the episode, we got Jonathan. He's meeting up with Juju, Yandy, Kimbella, and Sin. Which again, I'm not quite sure why Sin is there. Sin is just basically atmosphere at this point, because Sin ain't got nothing to do with not a damn thing. So Jonathan, he's telling all the girls his stuff is going on with him. How the pills, the drug. Not the drugs. It is a drug. The pills and the alcohol. And Juju has a question for him, why he blew up on her. He says his feelings were hurt, but he apologizes to Juju. Then Juju says that she is not doing that podcast and they can move forward. Thank God we don't have to talk about. Hopefully we don't have to talk about this shit no more until the reunion. And then Kimbella shows up to this whatever they have, and she sees Yandy there, and she just don't want no bullshit with Yandy. And Juju was like, well, since you two are here, let's address the elephant in the room. And Yandy's like, well, the elephant can address it herself. And so she pulls Kimbella to the side, and this is where I'm gonna get a little bit deeper into the whole thing with them. So I am on Kimbella's side. Kimbella's like, we can't be cool until you can own up to the shit that you've done, which Yandy says she has owned up to it. But no, you have not, because you're not a good friend to this girl. And I think the whole birthday thing is a little bit childish, but I do, like I said, I get Kimbella's side in the whole situation. Kimbella is like, if you're my friend, I get it. We had a spat, but you got my number. You can call me. You can text me. And instead of posting that long ass excerpt that she posted on Instagram, even if she didn't answer your texts or phone calls, you can DM her on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever you got to DM her on, and tell her, hey sis, I know we're not talking right now. I love you so much. And I just want you to I hope you had a great birthday. I hope you had just had a great birthday. And I wish you many more to come. And hopefully in the future, we can sit down, have a conversation, and talk about what's going on between us. And that would have been it. And, Yandy's like, you always got, I'm always going to be there for you. Like, if you need somewhere to stay, come stay with me. And I'm on Kimbella's side. No, bitch. Because you the type of bitch that, you do something for people and then you post it on social media to get likes, comments, and, portray yourself as a good friend. You like the type of bitch that, if I need you to buy me something, like if you buy me a car, be like, oh, let's take a picture, bitch. Hashtag best friend, hashtag good friend, hashtag real friend, hashtag friends for life, hashtag BFFs, shit like that. Be like, look what I bought my bitch. Like, I've got my bitch a car when she needed it. Like, what other person gonna do some shit like that? That's the type of shit that Yandy would do. So, they start arguing with one another, and Kimbella just leaves the conversation. So that was Love and Hip Hop. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Jerome JB signing off, and I will see you guys later. And I do hope that everybody, all my subscribers, people who are watching this video, have a wonderful and fantastic Christmas. And I will see you guys. I won't see you guys anymore until Sunday for Real Housewives of Atlanta, because Married to Medicine is not going to be on this Friday. It will be back next Sunday. Bravo is some fucking hoes for this. Reunion Part 2 won't be on this Friday. It'll be on Sunday, January 6th. So I will see you guys again on Sunday night.